number 3, receive and place on file the 2008 annual report from the Water Department and the monthly reports from the Chamberlain City Clerk, Comptroller, Fire Chief, Police Chief, Recreation Department, and Department of Public Works.
So moved.
Second.
Any comment or question on any of the reports?
No.
I had a question for Joe. Has to do with the demolition. When you read the report,
You speak to the
yeah, I just had a question about the scrap.
Speak into
The
the,
scrap metal.
into the.
I need to look at them.
That's okay.
They want you looking at it.
They need to hear. They need to hear.
The scrap metal that's coming out of the building, are we recycling that, or are we, salvaging it?
What's the difference?
Well,
We
salvage,
take it to the scrapyard and
Right.
what money we can get for it.
is that what we're doing?
That's what we will do.
Okay, thank you, that's what I wanted.
Could everybody hear Councilor Smith when he was turning around to face Ms.
Now I'll tell them what I asked, because I had to look at it. I was asking if the metal from the demolition of the building was being recycled or salvaged. And Jim told me they were salvaged.
Thank you.
Any other questions relating to the reports? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Any abstentions? They're all received and placed on file.
Item number 7 is authorize the mayor to sign an agreement to allow the city to place hard fill on property located at 310 North Lake Street.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions?
Yes, I have a question for Mr. Bacher. Mr. Bacher, do you know if the building on that lot, 310, is going to be taken down, and if so, when?
Well, that's not my action, and it will be taken down as part of this process. That's an action of the fire marshal's office.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Mr. Smith?
The question I would ask, Mr. Mayor, is have we checked with any state or federal agencies and with placing material into the floodplains? This is in view of what happened in Casanova when they took their new garage, they built a new garage and they took the old one down and then they used it for fill within the community and they got caught. The fill turned out to be hazardous and they paid quite a fine and quite a cleanup cost. So I'm asking if we're placing this into the floodplain, have we checked with the appropriate agencies, the DEC, the EPA, any of those?
I don't know that we have, but this is an arrangement with the property
May
owner.
I answer?
Yes, Mr. Bacher.
First of all, it's not in a floodplain. I have the maps downstairs. There is a federal wetland designated on part of the property. I've been in contact with the Corps of Engineers, so long as we can approach on the federal wetland, there's no issue. I have that in mind.
Were you able, I'm sorry, Cassie or Peg, were you able to hear Jim? I'm not sure up here. Any other questions, Mr. Smith?
So you have not checked with the EPA or the DEC?
There's no need to. No jurisdiction.
I have no further question.
Anything else? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Any abstentions? It is approved. And I will ask, is there any old business that anybody wishes to bring before the council? Is there any new business that anybody would wish to bring before the council? I do have one item of new business that I do want to bring forward. So if nobody else has anything, Mr. Jones.
This regards to a memo that Art sent us for John and Pam Curls
Okay.
for their water bill there. Can you just, what are you asking us, just to forward that to the water board so they can make a recommendation whether to change it or not?
No, we have an existing policy concerning the adjustment of late bills.
Right.
Basically, she raised a complaint concerning the policy, I guess. And doesn't feel that the second letter of request for a waiver of the penalty is necessary. And just so consideration of if the council decides that they would like to change the existing resolution to address her concerns.
I must have misunderstood. I thought you were asking us to just bring it to the water board for review.
No, the water board will get a copy of it too.
Okay.
Basically, just to make people aware of, there is a complaint out there, and before it festers, it's worse.
She was surprised that she can bring it before the water board. Obviously, she's surprised in the form letter that's sent to her. The dear customer letter, that basically apprises them if they have an issue, they can certainly send it to the water board.
Yeah, that letter was developed after the policy was basically in the past, prior to the late bill waiver policy. They were sent basically a notice stating that the gross is due at this time. And on the back of that, we included a form letter advising them of a policy the city does have. But there are requirements such as requesting an adjustment.
Okay.
Did she send that to the water board, or this just came back to you?
She hasn't requested an adjustment.
Okay.
Basically, it was attached to the, her payment.
Okay.
It's as received. Yeah, I guess. It was in the envelope with the check.
We're rating them just.
This water bill and/or late payment question is a recurrent problem because it appears that the city cannot take a consistent position. It takes a position, then it wavers, then it gets a bunch of requests. Then it takes the position again that if you don't pay on time, you have to pay the late penalty. And then people write in and complain because they have a $5 late fee, and then it's waived. So the problem is we have no consistent position. We are not sending a consistent message to people that says it's your obligation to pay your bill on time. If you don't get your bill when you think you should be getting your bill, call the water department and they'll tell you how much the bill is. But because we're the city, people expect that that we will waive the late penalty because there's an inconsistent message that's been given, certainly over the 35 years I've been watching this issue. The new business is to request that the council consider going into executive session to discuss something relating to the ongoing litigation that the city is involved with against the United States Department of Labor relating to land in the trust, the United States Department of Interior rather, relating to land in the trust issues. So, if the council is so willing, I would ask that somebody make a motion that we adjourn our regular session to go into executive session for that purpose and ask if there be a second.
I'll move that.
The second came first, but we'll give the motion to Mr. Smith and a second to Mrs. Rafferty. Any comment or question? Really brief. Okay, 5 minutes? 5-minute recess? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Abstention.